was my whole experience. My grandfather started in 1931. So my mother was also born into the cult in the 1940s. My dad was, let's just say he was 12 when he first met my grandfather, who would later become his father-in-law, and my grandfather became his father figure. So my mom was married off to this man who was a follower of her father, and I am the second child of their union.
Wow.
And yeah.
Where'd all this take place?
So this took place, that he originally started it near LA in Pasadena, which most people know because of the Rose Parade and other things like that. When he first started it started, my understanding is he was a Boy Scout leader. And he was an orphan. He had come from Oklahoma when he was a young man, and the Boy Scouts didn't allow him to have as much control as he wanted to have over the boys.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, which is a lot of control. So he left the Boy Scouts, and he took the boys with him, and some of the boys from his original troop in 1931 stayed with him past his death. One of the first boys took over after him in the late 1980s.
Wow.
Or the early 1980s, actually. Yeah, so he was really good at getting followers.
What was his background? Like, what did he do before he did all this?
Nothing.
Nothing.
He was I don't think he graduated from high school. I don't know that for sure. He lied about everything. And he said he had a PhD from Stanford later when he got, yeah. It wasn't until I got to college that I know this. I'm not even 100% sure he knew how to read, to be quite honest.
Really?
He came from a family where he was the only child that lived out of his particular mother, who was married to a man. It was a second marriage, and his first wife had died, and then, he had a bunch of kids or whatever. So he had a bunch of half siblings, but no full siblings. And apparently, now this could be lore too, they kind of excommunicated him. He compared himself to Joseph, like of the multicolored clothing and everything. So he was like put down a well, he liked to say, and he escaped, and he came to L.A. In the height of, I don't know, the silent films, things like that. He said he was in silent films. There's no chance that is true, but he said he was, and he got some sort of probably church education when he got here, and he declared to everyone he was the prophet of God. He was going to live 500 years, and he was going to lead the army of God in the second coming.